We'll see the thingy. Okay, hi, we're live.
Congratulations, we're live.
Oh yeah.
Any
We'll
planning can be done on the stream. It's fine.
We'll do it on the day.
Yeah.
That's what the chat's for.
Yeah,
we'll do it on the day.
Welcome to our Christmas episode. We are excited you are here. This is our little bonus episode for the season. Yeah, that's it. After tonight, we will not be doing our regularly scheduled programming. We will be taking a break until probably sometime in February. So,
We're return with season 2.
Moving from the season of cheer to the season of love.
Word.
Oh, you're talking about I thought we were talking about like this season's like this was like the theme
The season of cheer.
This was cheer, and I was like, God, I hope not.
Yep, this was as happy as we're gonna get, folks.
It's downhill from here.
Just changed. They yanked it right out from under me. This is now true horror, full on tragedy. All right. Shift my plans a little bit. All right.
And next one needs to be about love, and it needs to be much less happy. So, do with that what you will.
I mean, the world kind of ended for a minute there. How much more unhappy do you want?
Are you happy that it didn't?
Did it officially end?
The world could end for several minutes.
Yeah.
For all we know, this Fey God just made us believe that it was ending so that we would like come to him and give him our soul.
And we're just in some kind of like weird Fey tree, like
sort of weird.
on, like,
Don't give Dylan any ideas.
Some sort of weird Fey purgatory. Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, no, if we end this like Lost ended itself, I'm gonna throw something. My computer will be across the room, and whichever of you brings that as our final thing, I will hunt you down and smack you.
For good or for ill. In fact, for both good and for ill. I don't think anyone here is Lindelof, so I would aspire to, frankly, that level of success and creativity, but hopefully would end a series in a way that I had not yanked out, wiped off, and presented to my audience.
I mean, if you were all part of Rory's dream, it would have been a very good dream, at least.
With that, let's hand over the reins to our guest keeper, because that's what we call sentiment, and this is what we call a segue. Will, how would we like to begin this session, the holiday special number 1?
So let me apologize up front. I haven't had a chance to watch last session, so they might have to correct me a few things, some details. I got the general gist of what happened, but I had family stuff come up and couldn't make last session. But in the New Haven, Michael and Thomas are staying, and the girls are staying in their old apartment with the the house with Kat still.
We do have a new house, but I would imagine we haven't moved there yet. We actually Jason deeded us a house with a tower. And
it is our pad.
Okay.
And also like
we're working on
a magical librarian that's like Jarvis.
Mm-hmm. He's great, and we love him, and he's a bean. And I would like to. We've talked about moving Kat over here if she can be.
But yeah, we need to figure out if we can take Kat with us, and we also need to probably leave our house because we really have destroyed it. They're not going to renew our lease. That's just not going to happen.
We're not getting our deposit back.
Well.
And also the dragons are coming back. I saw it.
Yes.
In what is it
That
called?
much I'm aware.
Like
an orrery, a magical
orrery. Yes.
So it's early in the morning, and you hear Michael yell, "Hey, everybody, get up! I need everybody to come down." And you at least smell coffee brewing.
Okay, so we're still doing this, huh?
You're with him.
I'm with him. Okay, so we're still doing this, huh?
Edith will drag down the stairs and just be like, "Did we actually give you a key? How are you here?"
Don't worry about it. That's not important. We got a mission. Apparently there was an attack last night, and we've been called in because there's some stuff that could be up our alley.
Well, that didn't take long.
Conflicting
Is
reports.
that like a day off?
Well, first of all, we're as payments, kind of us staying out of jail for a variety of charges.
That's fair.
That's kind of how this thing works.
None of which was our fault.
That's fair.
Doesn't really matter. It's still we're legally liable for everything that happened. Second of all, reports of either a 6 foot, 7 foot tall black creature with wings or a mountain lion. Victims down at the hospital. One of them's a experienced police officer, been on the force 20 years. He's the one who says it's a mountain lion.
I have a question.
Do you think it was a Mothman? Might have been a Mothman. I saw a movie about the Mothman.
I have an idea what it was, Thomas.
I have a question. So you said 6 or 7 feet. Now, that is one of those ranges where the difference is actually like, that's a considerable difference because like a 6 foot tall guy is like me and a 7 foot tall guy is like plays in the NBA.
Thomas, it's a monster. It's very tall. It's taller than us. That's all that matters.
Got it. I'll just slide back into my old role, hit things. I'm good.
Maybe like the big guy working for the man who had future talent on.
Right.
I'm going to drink all of your coffee now.
Sounds
Oh,
good.
no.
Have mine.
Mm.
You know,
It's a
Rory,
big pot.
you're an
Michael drinks a lot of
Wicked
coffee.
Dragon.
Too.
I'm the reincarnated avatar of an eldritch fey god, but man, before sunup is still my mortal enemy.
I'm not entirely sure if I am naturally nocturnal, but that's when they put all the good movies on anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure. I sure am, man.
From what I understand, dragons sleep for decades or longer, but they also can then stay awake for
You hear that?
decades or
You
longer.
should be letting me sleep in then.
Y'all think Rory would have more
But
energy.
they stay awake for decades or longer on end.
I don't know. I'm not so sure about that part.
So we're gonna find out.
So if nobody else wants to accomplish anything, Michael does insist everybody take at least soft body armor, load up in the Hummer, and head towards the hospital.
Edith is like looking at the armor and is like, is this like blessed or silver or filled with garlic or something? Or is it just regular?
It's just body armor. I do have this set. And he holds up one of his sets of plates that's white with a red cross on it, like the Templar Knights.
Oh,
He's like,
dang.
This kind of makes a good target, but also you get hit in the center of the chest where the plate is. So
True.
I only wear that for special occasions.
Does the ballistic resistant armor count as a Christmas gift, Mike?
No.
Good, because we did set a $100 limit, and I don't want you to be disappointed by what I got you.
Because this is, it's way more than that.
Because this, what I got you, is not this nice. It's not. Just spoiler alert.
So you spend 20-ish minutes driving to the hospital. When you get there, you get to the emergency room. There are more police than usual in the emergency room.
That's bad.
Michael kind of nods at a couple of them. They seem to recognize him. He's been in this town long enough. They recognize him. He walks up to one, asks a couple questions, and waves you all on. So going to the 3rd floor.
This is kind of neat, guys. Kind of feel important.
Is everybody looking normal? Like nobody's acting weird or stuck in a time loop?
Oh,
Or...
no, it's a hospital, so people acting weird, but they're
Our
It's
last
all-
time in
they're high
a
on
hospital
drugs,
was a
but,
bit difficult.
It's all with
it's normal for a hospital at 4 a.m.
Edith is just paying attention because we apparently broke the world when we tried to save it last time. So, you never know.
Hey, Rose, remember
got
last
her
time I
now,
was here, I got
personally.
tased.
Well,
We're up to the 3rd floor.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It hurt really bad.
Let's not repeat that one. That seems not like a good idea.
That's a good call. That's a good call. All right, 3rd floor.
Walk down a hallway, see big sign across the top, psychiatric ward.
Oh God.
Of course.
You walk in. He goes to a certain room and knocks the door, opens the door. Hey, is this James McKenzie's room? And there's a man in the bed there, kind of wide-eyed, hair's all crazy. Dr. James McKenzie. And Michael just kind of steps aside, lets you all walk into the room, and you can just tell he doesn't want to talk to this guy.
Wow.
Edith just like bows. So what's wrong with you?
Well, I was attacked last night, early this morning, and nobody here seems to believe me. The nurse in the room just kind of takes this her chance to leave and just gets out of the room as quickly as she can. She seems like she's had enough of this guy.
She's like, no more. I refuse.
Doctor, let me tell you what. There's a lot of things we wouldn't believe, but that you were attacked, we believe that.
He looks like he's like, 5'10", 150 pounds, soaking wet and carrying a bowling ball. And he's had the hell beat out of him. His face is all scratched up. He's one huge black eye. He's missing a tooth. He looks bad. He doesn't look like he's used to being
whooped
physical.
You aren't doing so well.
There are no, his fingers are all delicate, and he's a very skinny guy. But he just looks, but he also looks very upset that that this is all beneath him to, even be slapped would cause him great consternation. The fact that he's been beaten pretty severely is bad.
He went to college for a long time. He's probably thinking, I did not do this much work and go into this much debt to just get my butt whooped. I understand, man. Compassion.
He's in his 50s. He's not in debt anymore, you're pretty sure. But yeah, he did. He's just had that intellectual air about him.
Guys said quite a lot.
So what attacked you?
Well, it would appear to be someone was having some sort of joke at my expense. There was a very, very tall individual in some sort of gray, black bodysuit sort of thing. He was dressed, looked like a demon. You see, I teach at the University, Felton. Perhaps you've heard of it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Definitely.
I'm Dr. James McKenzie. And
Quite.
Rosenell, you probably heard of him. He's quite insistent on debunking myths and legends. That's his specialty.
Cool. Sweet.
Someone had a very elaborate suit and beat me up after giving a lecture on the superstitions around demons and such. I have all kinds of enemies. There are quite a bit of fanatical religious zealots in this town who insist that demons are real, that leprechauns are real, dragons are real. And I've just made it my mission to make sure those kind of people are put in their proper place.
So here.
No, I don't mean in it doesn't mean one's insane if one's this sort of stuff. They're just foolish.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Okay, so tall. Anything other than tall and gray suit? What did his face look like?
He had on some sort of elaborate mask, glowing red eyes. It's just
Sounds
Would
like
you be willing to tell me where you had this encounter?
it was on my way home from the lecture hall. You can all roll sharp too.
Nope.
Do you get to mark experience?
Sometimes I
experience.
forget I have that.
That's my favorite mechanic in this whole system.
You
9.
better.
Okay, 9, you can tell he's lying. Like, if at least to himself, he's doubting his disbelief.
Poor guy.
Of where the thing happened, or that
of this whole experience.
He probably knows deep down inside as a firsthand witness that wasn't fake.
He spent his whole career
Yeah.
dispelling myths about demons, and a demon attacked him, and it's upset his whole world.
It would be, if nothing else, perhaps professional bad form at this point to move forward saying that until there was hard proof, though.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm sorry, friend. That sucks. It sucks to get beat up. It's awful. I don't like it either.
Do you have any idea of who would have wanted to do this to you? Like from your normal people? You said you have enemies.
There are all sorts of enemies. The church says that demons are real, that God is real, that angels are real. I don't think any of the churches around here attack
That's more like a generic, like you have different philosophies. I'm talking like enemies. Like you gave a student an F and they would maybe want to summon
all my students love me.
a demon to beat you up.
Mike.
Yeah.
Did the church beat this guy's ass?
No.
Okay, I'm just checking because that would be.
If it did, I don't think he'd get put on it.
I would have been the one to do it, and I would have enjoyed it.
Probably. That's actually a good point. He's still standing up.
Well, don't get me wrong, being told I'm not real is a bit annoying, but he is pissing off some other rather annoying people. So I'm a bit divided on this man.
You know what we should do, guys? We should let the girls do that thing they do where they ask the relevant questions, and then we should find this thing and we should beat it up.
Good plan.
It is Edith and I's skill set.
Yeah.
I turn back to the man.
You can do it, honey.
Nod.
So the three guys are standing back in the corner of the room, just kind of watching you two talk
We
to
just
this
back
guy.
up, please, Edith and I's.
Just nodding.
It's the cartoon maneuver where there's a quick huddle and then they turn back.
Yeah.
Did you see Baker
God,
Mayfield?
he's solving mysteries for us. I love it when she does all the work.
Tell us there's something to kill.
We can do it, honey. I believe in you.
So, okay. So it happened just like in the middle of the university?
I was walking home between, the trees at the edge of campus, between the professor's housing. It's kind of a secluded area. Fortunately, a police officer came by, was able to fire a few shots. He's a terrible shot, apparently. Couldn't hit this man, and the individual ran off. He did manage to strike some blows on the police officer.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, do you know the police officer's name?
Michael says, the cop's downstairs. We can talk to him after this.
Perfect. So you said he was real tall and in a suit, and all you can really tell us is that it was a demonic-y looking suit.
Yes.
Wings? Did it have?
Yes, it had large, fake wings, the giant swept-back horns.
Kind of like stereotypical demon costume?
Yes, quite.
Did it say anything to you?
It just snarled and started attacking me.
And when it attacked, was it like punching or like clawing?
Mostly
Biting?
slapping me around. It never bit me or clawed me. That would have, if it had clawed me or bit me, I would have been able to, prove there was some sort of plastic device in the claws or whatever.
Right.
Michael nudges Rory and says, "It's a type 3 demon."
Oh, that sounds probably tougher than a type 1 or a type 2, right?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Just when they were classified.
Understood.
I love that the ranking is not based on difficulty.
Is there like a book or something that I could like read up on? Because it sounds like an interesting system of taxonomy and I want to get proficient.
Yeah.
I've got to figure out which one Mothman slots into.
You know what? You keep talking about that and not knocking on wood. We're going to fight Mothman someday and you're going to be real sorry.
Boys, you are not taking this situation seriously.
I'm sorry, I am taking it seriously. The man was badly beaten and pranked, and I would like to get to the bottom of it.
I'm taking it very seriously. I got up for this. I drank the special coffee and everything.
I
So
drank
you have
too.
lots of enemies. Were any of them students?
Yeah, but like I said, all my students love me. And you two know that he has some students who don't like him much, but nothing
No enemies.
He's like a normal professor. He has students who hate him, but
There's,
not enough.
there's always a few students who are like, "Meh," but
Yeah.
Right.
He's not a
What
really
is-
popular professor, but he's not,
What is his specialty?
American mythos.
Oh,
and
okay.
debunking American and medieval mythos. And he's basically kind of the counterbalance, because a lot of Felton University is about the supernatural, and he's the one on campus who thinks it's all a bunch of nonsense.
The I can't remember his name. Sorry, I'm gonna remember later. Anyway, continue.
Fox Mulder.
Not
Or
a
not
fictional man. He was a magician. I can't remember his name.
Houdini.
James Randi.
Houdini.
James
Houdini's
Randi.
into the occult.
Okay.
Okay. So we will take this, and I don't suppose you had your phone on you or anything when this happened. You didn't happen to whip it out and take a video, did you?
No, I wasn't able to do that. He was attacking me quite brutally.
You said it was in the woods, or was it closer to the housing?
Just in the woods between campus and housing, there's just a small little strip of pine trees.
Not anywhere that campus security might have caught.
You know the area, and there's a short section there that's not covered by cameras. There's been complaints about the area. There have been a few attacks in that area because pretty much everyone knows there's no good camera coverage there. So that's why there are more police there somewhat regularly.
Cool. Well, Rose, should we just go talk to the other police officer?
Probably for the best.
Unless, Professor, there's anything else you'd like to tell us.
Anything that you think might matter, no matter how small it is.
Nothing I can think of. Just
A
Have you changed
smell,
anything
a
about your
feeling.
daily habits?
no. This is my last lecture before Christmas break, but nothing unusual.
Cool.
You didn't pick up any weird, this sounds silly, but like books or
Well,
anything to, any artifacts that you might be disproving.
did purchase a new book recently, but that's part of my research. I'm always buying new books.
What book?
Which book? Yeah.
Wait, well,
Like,
sometimes, with
doesn't really
some
have
of
a
the
title,
starts that we. Oh, sorry. I think that there was some slowdown. What was that?
It doesn't have a title. It's a 17th century tome. It doesn't have an author. That's just a book about demons. It's
You know,
the typical
I'm-
kind of
I
trope.
am seeing a theme there. Do you think we might be able to look at it? It's possible that this elaborate prank might be from the previous owner or something.
It's in my office if you want to go there and look at it.
Of course.
Wait, will we be able to get in? It's unlocked.
Michael's, we can get in.
Mike, don't say that in front of
Just like the answer to that, let's be real. Whatever the answer to that question is, the answer to that question is yes.
All right, cool.
All right. Well, we'll talk to the officer and take a look at the book and see if we can do anything about it.
No, thank you. I would like to get out of here.
Right, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Do whatever you need.
See, next time you put your forearm between yourself and the demon and you take out your phone and you snap a picture. You'll grow into that. It's okay. Take some time to learn. Feel better.
Come on, Tom. And she's just going to pull him towards the door.
I'm just trying to be helpful. It's really helpful when they get a video.
Michael's talking to one of the doctors for a moment. You assume he's a doctor, and he comes back over to you guys. And the reason they're holding him is because they think he's lying about not believing it's a demon. They think he thinks it's a demon. I don't know if any of you got that vibe, but the professional psychiatrists think he's had some sort of psychic break.
Oh, there's totally
So-
some worldview reconciliation happening right here.
Yeah, I mean,
All right, we're in a weird position where he might have actually been attacked by a demon. He's saying he hasn't been, but they're holding him because he believes probably the truth. Oh boy. what a
Welcome
poor
to my
man.
life, Rory. It's awful. You can't say anything to anybody about your weird experiences, or they stick you in a padded room until you tell them you were wrong.
Ada, do you and I need to I don't know, break something together sometime?
I will always break something.
All right. Well, okay, shall we go to the man's office in the woods then?
Or no,
What's-
let's talk to the cop.
Yeah,
The cop.
he's the one who said it was a mountain lion, so he seems to at least know enough to make up a story.
Okay. So is the cop here?
Yeah.
You're talking.
Michael watched down to the. He's still in the ER. They actually have him in a separate room though.
Got it.
There's another officer in there. Michael goes over, whispers something in his ear. He goes over to talk to the other cop, and the cop's sitting on a hospital bed. Just seems he's an older guy, probably in his 40s, black man, gray in his temples. He's been on the job for a while. Pretty buff dude. Put on a few pounds, but he's the kind of guy, he's been at this job for 20 some years. Not the kind of guy you want to really mess with. He just nods. The younger officer leaves. It's just you guys in the room. And Michael says, so you came to the aid of the professor who was attacked? I was patrolling around that area. There's the trees. It makes it hard for cameras to pick up. And heard some screaming, came over, and there's this mountain lion attacking the professor. I fired a couple shots, and it was moving pretty quick. I guess it didn't hit it, and it ran off.
Why is there no bites on him?
There's a big scratch mark across his face, like 3 big claws.
Well, yeah, but he's also got bruises.
Oh, you're talking about the professor?
Yeah. Mister, I was just mauled by a mountain lion, and the mountain lion left no marks on me.
He said that somebody in a demon costume beat him up, so I don't know if that was before the lion got there or what. I don't know.
I think my esteemed colleague is saying that his injuries are not consistent with a mauling. And Thomas looks at Rose and Edith like,
Yes, officer, sir, that is what I'm saying.
What do you want me to say?
What you actually saw.
This guy was screaming. He was being attacked by a mountain. I came up and fired a couple of shots. It scratched me once and then ran off.
Yeah, but say it wasn't a mountain lion. What would you describe it as instead? If you didn't think it was a lion, how would you just describe it?
It was dark. It was hard to see. And Michael asks him, when the mountain lion scratched you, did it like burn really intensely and you feel a cold come up through your spine? And the guy's eyes just get wide.
yeah. See, that's what we thought.
Michael says, listen, nobody here is going to judge you. Nothing you say is going to leave this room. Just tell us what you saw. He was like, this thing was like 6 feet tall, dark gray skin, big swept back horns, glowing red eyes. Michael's just nodding. These wings, I shot it, hit it dead in the chest. It just disappeared in a puff of smoke and then reappeared a few feet away from me. And Michael says, it did what now? He says, when I shot, it just disappeared and popped up somewhere else. I shot again, disappeared. And then I shot it once and it hit it. And then it just disappeared. And that's the last I saw of it.
Did it say anything?
Saying something. When I first ran up on the scene, it was saying, do you believe I'm real now? Do you believe I'm real now? I just backhanded this guy. Once I shot it.
That's kind of a dick move.
Yeah, that's a little cruel.
I mean, if you make your entire life's business saying that people aren't real, I could see them, coming out to not be happy about it.
Oh,
Eventually, you're going to say something wrong about the wrong person.
it is worth noting, however, Rari, Mike, that if it disappears in a puff of smoke as a defense mechanism, that will make it harder to punch. Now, carrying on with the investigating, I'm just planning for the eventual outbreak of violence.
Edith, I think we need to know who his lecture was on.
Yeah. And look at the book.
Yeah, the book for sure. But if we could find out his lecture notes, we can at least find out who he last talked about.
But Mike, why was the puff of smoke surprising to you?
Let's talk about that outside.
Okay. Thank you for your help, officer. Unless there's anything else we should know.
No.
It's a good thing you came along when you did. You probably saved that doctor's life.
Yeah, that makes me feel great.
Stick with the mountain lion story. Although maybe next time make it an animal that kind of looks like what he's saying. Like just for verisimilitude when people are like, dude, they're not even at all like.
The guy's up in the psych ward. I don't have to agree with him.
Oh, also, if you ever see anything this weird again, there's another man on the force. I don't remember his name. He was a bit odd that you can probably talk to.
You can also call Mike, and we'll be here to help.
Good luck, sir.
Michael's completely silent, walking out to the car. Once you're all in the car, the doors are all shut. We have a problem.
Clearly.
When don't we?
Type 3 demons don't have a way to teleport. Now, what happens is that demons sometimes learn how to use some magic. They become expert at one type of magical effect. Usually it's, they'll be able to throw firebend or something like that. If this thing can teleport around, that's some major problems. That's going to be really hard to take down.
Highly inconvenient, certainly. You'd probably have to kill it mostly in one go.
And
Or find a way to stop it from leaving, at least.
yeah, that would be kind of.
Don't you just trap him in a
Rory?
circle? Like an appropriately apportioned circle? Boom.
Yeah,
Sure, if you can get him in one.
You see, demons and their like tend to avoid orbular or circular recesses in the ground or ceiling. It's
kind of like us walking onto a bear trap. We tend to avoid that.
Well, that's why you hide the bear
I was
trap.
going to say, you put a rug down. I feel like none of you watched that highly popular TV show that came out a few years ago.
Seems like
What?
if you ever use summoning circles, if you just put a blade of grass across it, it's no longer functioning.
That is correct.
I don't know much about magic, but I know a little bit.
It's finicky. Sure.
Let's go check out this guy's office, and then Rory and Rose, if you can figure out a way to stop this magic. He's basically a demon wizard. Type 3 demon's not a big deal. Type 3 demon can teleport's a really, really big deal.
Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you, Mike. I was a little bit bored of this. My caffeine high was starting to come down, and then you said the words demon wizard, and now suddenly I'm quite engaged on this one. That sounds like one for the bloody resume, that is. All right, let's do it then.
All right. You guys drive to his office building.
Mm-hmm.
There is a janitor there to let you in. He's working in the building, and we'll just either Michael picks the lock or Rose Sweet talks her way into the office, because we're going to get in there one way or another.
We're getting in.
You get in, and it's an office pretty well organized. For there's some professor's office that are just books and papers everywhere. This is pretty well organized. There's a stack of books over on the right side of his desk. Most of them are 19th or 20th century academic works on demon lore and that sort of thing. On the book on top is this very old leather-bound booklet, about 8 by 10, 2 inches thick, and that's the one that catches your eye when you first come into his office.
Ooh, all right then. Well, why don't I check and see that it's not going to turn us to ash before I go leafing through it?
Probably a good idea.
Love that.
Yeah, I would like to magically examine this thing for any explosions or curses.
Go ahead.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay. It does not appear to have any sort of magical. You detect with a 10. You detect just the very faintest residue magic. This has been. It's like if you had a Geiger counter checking a wrench that had been used in a nuclear power plant. You could just the very faint residue of magic. It's been around magic. It itself is not trapped, or there's no magic on the book. Just it's brushed up against magic.
Well, it might give me an ingrown toenail or something, but let's check it out. Flip it open and start leafing through.
Does Rory read Latin?
Probably.
Ooh. Actually,
Does Rory read and write? We never actually established that.
He does, because he goes to school.
Okay.
Yes,
Well,
and
you'd
I
be surprised.
used
Maybe the
books.
SEC. You know?
Hold on.
Sorry, any SEC
Hold
fans
on,
out
I
there. You
think
guys
I
are
actually,
academically awesome.
We need to decide
I don't know if I
eventually.
ever wrote it anywhere. I don't.
You've established that you
I don't know.
read books. You read magical books. I would assume
I
you
do.
have a pretty good understanding of
I was
that.
going to say,
I
if you
definitely read like Gaelic for sure. I don't know if I read Latin or not.
The books you've been perusing have had a lot of Latin. I think you would have learned Latin.
it was,
Magical language.
language of scholarship during the time when you were like alive originally.
And Edith and Rose, with their
Cool.
backgrounds,
Sounds good.
Could probably help you with any vocab you don't know. So
Edith does not speak Latin. Oh no,
Okay.
no.
Rose probably
I at
doesn't
least-
speak it, but I feel like she's done enough research around mythology that she's had to at least learn the basics.
and Michael actually knows some Latin too. Not a whole lot, but you're pretty fluent in Latin, we'll say. You are three. It's a study of demonology. It talks about the classification of demons, and it has class 1 through 3, type 1 through 3. You know, what are you looking for?
Well, I would.
Rory, what are the different types of demons?
Sorry, I am nose deep in this. Mike, do you want to give her the rundown?
There are at least 6 types of demons. Type 1 was the first that was described. They actually don't blame the church for this. There's a Jewish scholar who actually started classifying demons. He just classified 1 and 2. 3 is the one that we're looking at now. I'm pretty sure 6-7 feet tall, dark gray to black skin, glowing red eyes, horns, wings, poisonous claws. Just kind of a pain in the neck. They really tough. Holy water will take them out. So
is our wait. So is our police officer friend poisoned? Is he going to die?
not.
It's helping him with that.
No, it's if it doesn't kill you right away, it's not going to kill you. It's like it's like tarantula bites. It hurts, but it's not going to kill you.
So if the claws didn't have poison in them, is it a type 3?
No, he felt the poison.
Oh, it just doesn't have. Got it. Okay, got it.
Doesn't necessarily. It's like a tarantula bite. It causes some pain, but it's not going to. That one little scratch isn't going to kill you, probably.
Got it. I'm tracking.
And sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. While he's kind of digging through that book, I think Rose would go over to the computer and see if she could find lecture notes from last
Go ahead and investigate a mystery because you got to try to figure out his password.
I got to 10.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to. His password is demons are fake.
This guy's really all in on a single thing.
With A for fake is the little
there we go.
Whatever it is, the @ sign. But you figure that out and you get into crack his computer. He just seems to be really single-mindedly trying to convince everyone that demons are not real. With a 10, you do get some email traffic back and forth between someone whose username is Nicholas, and it's some angry emails about, how do you know demons are fake? And it's kind of back and forth about that. He's going through point by point all these different, he talks about there was someone reported a demon in Italy in 1843, and he points out all the inconsistencies with the story, and the person replying goes through point by point and gives some good counterpoints how someone could have seen something that two people could have seen the same thing differently. And you're starting to get the feeling that maybe this person was there in 1843. So,
hey, I'm sure it's not a big deal, but Edith, would you come look at all of these, please?
Sure. Why is someone who would be like 300 years old, 400 years old? Wait, 1843? I don't know how my math works.
You're not a math major. It's not okay. You're a humanities major.
If you want math, get a number major or something. I don't know.
Why is there a several hundred-year-old person using email to Sir Professor Man?
Hmm?
Well, I feel
With
like
pen pal who's real old.
yeah.
Well,
Does this
well,
Nicholas
I mean, kind of old.
media anywhere?
Just say it again, please.
Does the Nicholas person have social media anywhere?
Yeah, we started trying to find him.
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's a
Yes.
one thing account.
Clearly a magical being because humans have social media.
But then I'm not human. Okay.
Yes, no, Thomas,
Sure.
we love you, but you're not human.
Sure.
So-
It is, however, on our to-do list to get me on Insta.
I'm working on it. Don't worry.
I don't know what that is, but apparently I need to be on it.
I mean, you
It's
have kind of
Rose.
missed the boat on that one. Like,
We
I
need to
just
make
want
sure
to-
that it's load bearing. Because if I'm going to be on it, I weigh a good 200 pounds.
It's just like it's a safe social media. There's not as much arguing.
Michael looks at the email. He reads through the exchanges for a while. He's like, "Oh, son of a gun! This demon has an email account now."
It's a brave new world, Michael.
Well, do you think it is the demon?
I think so. I can't guarantee it, but unless it's a wizard who was alive back then,
Look, we have dragons and demigods with emails. It doesn't really surprise me that demons can do it.
Well, I mean, don't trolls already have social media accounts?
yes, Thomas. Yes, they do. And they all live in their mother's basements. With
I'm moving as fast as I can here. There's a lot to understand about how y'all do life. Trolls are misunderstood. They just want tolls and to build bridges.
I lean over. I'm like, Rose, are you sure you still want this one?
I'm very sure.
Okay.
That's like, man.
Rory, did you roll investigate a mystery for the book?
Okay, yeah. 5.
Yeah, the book. It's a thick, heavy book with just dense writing and very academic, scholarly stuff. And if there's a way to make demons entering our world boring, this author can do it. And you're like having trouble staying awake reading about how demons are going to take over the world, and it's amazing. You're kind of astounded at this guy's ability to make life-threatening, world-threatening situations so dry and academic and boring.
You know, when I said that I was in for Demon Wizard, well, this is just... That's really taken the joy out of the Demon Wizard hunt for me, Mike.
Is this book... Can we tell who wrote this book? Is it written by somebody from the church or is it a
There's no author associated with it.
I don't know why I'm doing it like this. Let's get a bit more manual with it, shall we? And I would like to do a bit more.
But
Go
the
ahead.
perspective of the book, like not like there's no author name, but a book written by a Christian scholar would read differently than a book written by a Jewish scholar, which would read differently than a book written by the demon.
This is written by a human. You're pretty sure.
Okay.
If it's written by a demon, it's a very, very intelligent demon posing as a human. It appears to be. So this is, 17th century book, probably Christian, but not someone not clergy or anything, just, a layperson with a Christian underpinning.
Got it. Okay. Cool.
And you two probably know enough to know that if you plug in some of the parts of this book into the computer search engine, you could find out more, what people who've studied this book. If you put in a long enough passage, it might pop up somewhere if you try it a few times.
Cool. Okay. Sorry. We'll try that while Rory does his thing. I didn't want to interrupt.
No, by all means. You use the Google machine, and I will use the Rari machine. And I am going to try and scry my way back to see some of this book's experiences.
Okay. Roll weird.
That's a great idea.
We're tens all night. Tens all nights.
Okay.
Because my dice like 7.
Okay, so yeah. You're going to your little trance and you're writing this book. You look down, you kind of step out of your own body and come around and watch yourself. Now you realize you're watching the actual author writing this book. 17th century guy, white European type guy, dressed in, I don't know how much you know about this, but he's, dressed sort of like a pilgrim, that sort of type of clothing, in a fairly well apportioned office, books. There are candles. There's enough light coming through the window. He's not using candles yet. But he is looking over some old scrolls, very, very old scrolls, searching through them, then writing more in his book. And the scrolls have actual images of demons, kind of like Da Vinci's, what's the name of the anatomical man?
Yeah. This guy,
but it's a demon, and different. There's one, and it's lib up top type 3 demon, and he's writing about that. And there are no pictures in this book. You assume with a 10, you kind of get the feeling this guy didn't have the artistic skill to copy that, but he's just writing, and he's using those scrolls and some other pieces of information, some other scrolls, and he's doing a real good job compiling everything. He's just a boring writer.
Am I able to glean anything from his perspective as far as additional information that did not make it into the text?
No, he's been very thorough, except for the images. He's been very thorough and too thorough as far as you're concerned, because he has managed to make demons entering our world boring.
All right, sounds good. But it doesn't feel like at any point the book itself encountered a demon or anything like that.
Not on that first. You can keep trying.
Okay.
In the first, your first shot was a 10, and you found the author. You don't know his name or anything, and so it's probably not going to help you. But you see who it was, and you get a feeling that he was just a guy who compiled stuff. He was a researcher. You don't get the feeling he was a wizard, or even a demon hunter or anything. He was just a guy who compiled information.
I think that for helping this fella to not continually be attacked by a demon wizard, I'm just going to take this for now. If he really needs it back, he can ask for it. But I also have the feeling that maybe he'll want to put the episode behind him, and this might be valuable later. So I'm going to take it.
What if the demon wanted that book and we use it as bait and put it in the circle?
If he wants the book, he can, come get his arse kicked.
I think it's smart. And I was going to ask Rory, I know it talks about classification and stuff, but there's not any demons mentioned by name or anything in that book, are there?
As far as I can tell, it doesn't. Does it have examples of the different demons?
There are demons named, and Nicholas is not one of them named in there.
Well, clearly that is an alias. So
Unless.
What?
Unless.
But the names are like Zarzax. There's nothing even close to Nicholas. So,
I'm just saying, y'all have gotten some very strange traditions in the last few hundred years. Big red man in a suit comes in, sneaks into your house at night, takes sugar, leaves strange boxes. I don't know what sort of weird sadistic bastard came up with it, but I know he was one of yours, Mike. I'm just saying.
Actually, it was a poet in like the Victorian times, and he wrote a poem about this Saint.
No, he was born in 270 AD in Asia Minor.
Santa Claus, as we know him, was made up by a poem guy.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't.
Wait.
What?
Wait. You're telling me the fat dude with the reindeer who comes down chimneys and gives kids presents isn't real?
He's not that fat.
Guys, what's going on here?
Rose, what are you telling him?
Okay, I feel like there were a lot of things that just happened in the last few minutes. Mike, how would you know? And Tom, not necessarily. Okay, I mean the
There's so many movies.
right.
Don't
There's
you guys?
so many.
Do you put your stockings out at night on Christmas Eve?
Yes. The one Christmas Eve I can remember, yes.
Well, when we have a house to hang them in, yes.
But wait.
Well, if you don't put anything out, you're not going to get anything. What do you expect?
The streaming services,
Confused.
they have hundreds of movies.
No, you're right, Tom. Santa Claus as an ideology is very much a thing.
As an ideology?
But like, okay, Mike, there is no way you of all people believe that Coca-Cola styled Santa Claus slides down your chimney.
No, he's not that fat. But we're out hunting a demon. We're hunting a demon right now.
Right.
And you're saying it's impossible that a man's been around 1,700 years and is a wizard who comes by on one night a year and gives kids toys?
Not at all. In no way am I saying that. I very much think that of all the crazy things we've dealt with, that this is a high likelihood that exists. What I want to know is why you're so sure he's not big, round, and jolly.
Because
We didn't say not jolly.
Long story short, Tom, the jury is out on Santa Claus.
All I know is
we
I
got a
don't
couple
know
days
how to
to
bake
figure this later.
cookies, but I got on the Google and I learned.
We are baking cookies when we finish this thing. I want to
need
show
to
you guys
go-
my
Don't
I
worry.
didn't
my grandma's fruitcake cookie recipe.
Christmas
It's
is
really,
a thing that will happen. I
I
just have a lot of questions about Mike's specific Christmas that we can deal with later, but I do want to ask those questions and have them answered.
let's kill a demon first.
Okay, I have a weird question since we're stuck on Santa Claus. This guy sounds a lot like Krampus.
Oh God, I hope
Yeah.
not.
I've never had any sort of evidence that Krampus is real.
Who
That's
is
just a
that?
fair.
You believe in Santa Claus but not Krampus?
Yeah,
It's evil
Nick,
Santa
Nicholas
Tom.
is a person. He was on one of the lists of attendants at the Council of Nicaea. We have more evidence for him existing than for
You were going to say
Brutus.
name, weren't you?
No, Brutus.
Oh, there we go. That's good.
So
Eat
the
it.
same guy who was at the Temple of Nicaea slides down
The
your
Council
chimney
of
once a
Nicaea.
year? The Council of Nicaea slides down your chimney once a year?
Eat it.
Teleports in magically.
I got a question, and this is an
Mike,
important
this is so magical that you have these beliefs. I just have so many questions.
one. I have a question of my own.
Okay,
Go ahead,
Tom.
Thomas.
It's relevant. Krampus, Edith. Expound.
Oh, evil Santa.
Well,
In the
yes,
shortest possible
comes and
term.
eats you if you're bad.
Mhm.
Instead of leaving you cold.
Yeah.
He was made, I mean,
German folklore.
let's be real. He's a demon from a culture that doesn't really have a word for demons. He's a vengeful spirit that comes and eats bad children. And I think he does something nice for good children, but I mostly think he just eats the bad children.
I think
Yeah.
but according to legend, he follows Saint Nick and takes care of the bad children.
In
He's
my
just a
opinion,
story to
he ain't
scare
been
children.
doing a good enough job.
In theory,
Sorry.
if
There are a
Krampus
lot
is
of
behind this, could Krampus be struck?
If he was a wizard, maybe not.
I'm going to try
I
it
just
anyway.
don't see why you all have such a hard time believing. We just saw the universe almost end
I
because
believe.
of a fey god. I don't see why you have a hard time believing. Maybe
That's a
it's
good
like
point.
the Dread Pirate Roberts. There's more than one guy carrying on the tradition.
The
That's a good
only
point.
thing I have communicated this whole conversation is that I think that Santa's a weirdo. Anyway, perhaps we'll
You've
move
never
on.
seen children on Christmas morning.
Are the elves that want to be dentists and the gold miner real, or aren't they?
Elves don't need dentists.
The
Their
gold
teeth.
miner?
Yeah, it's from an old Christmas movie we watched.
How do you not know that?
What gold miner?
Gold.
Yukon
I mean, I remember that one.
Like, that was a blast from the childhood that I was not prepared for.
Silver and gold.
That was,
You
Whoa.
never saw Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
yeah, of course I did. My last name is Ruoff in
I'm
real life.
Talking to Edith.
I saw it once.
New plan.
Once.
I was
after we kill the demon.
Okay. Let's
We're
get
going
back
to
on
make
track.
cookies.
We got to kill this demon. We have like 3 or 4 days before Christmas. We got to kill this demon
We're
soon.
gonna watch
Boy,
the-
we've got to kill the Christmas demon.
We have to do it before Christmas.
Yeah, we have
We
I
have
got-
to save Christmas.
I got
everyone.
stuff to do.
If we do it before Christmas, does this mean we get a Christmas break, or can the world end on Christmas Day too?
It can.
could,
I mean, in theory, the world ending would not be cabined to a specific day.
I'm planning on taking Christmas off, so unless
Yeah, so it better not end, right?
You just get to choose to take the day off because we should have taken this whole week off.
I mean, that was my vote. Mike came in this morning and said
Okay.
we have to leave.
Guys, new plan. New plan.
Okay.
Kill the demon, make cookies, watch Rudolph, take holiday time off, experience the joy of the holiday season.
Oh,
Okay,
sounds
so
like
we
a
have
plan,
3 days
Thomas.
And
to
at some
recap.
point in there, wash the blood off. Yeah?
I don't think
technically it'll be Icker.
Yeah, fair
Edith,
enough.
did you get Kat anything for Christmas?
What do you get a ghost for Christmas?
I don't know.
Truthfully,
Many things. I'm going to help you. We're going to go shopping. We're going to add that to the to-do list. But first, folks, find me something evil to rip the head off of.
I don't think that's how demons work.
I'm going to make it work that way.
Vampires.
I'll rip its head off and beat it to death with it if it's still alive. I don't care.
All right, well, let's maybe come back to the research side of things.
Pivot.
We need to go back to where the crime happened.
All
I'm
right.
taking this.
It's morning now. There's light out. You know the area he's talking about. It's a short walk from his office to the area. And you walk over there. Campus is on break now, so there's no students. You walk over there and you roll investigate a mystery.
Ba-doop, ba-doop. 7.
8, 9,
Okay. 10.
10.
You find some footprints that are not human, I see you look at them. Michael, come here. What are these? Oh, those are type 3 demon footprints.
The cops just missed these?
They're like 3-toed claws. They look kind of like big alligator prints. They're not real obvious. They're kind of,
Do they
I'm
leave
just saying
anywhere?
that's literally their one job is to investigate crimes.
Yeah, they felt like it was a bobcat.
well, that might be why we were called in.
Fair. Okay,
I'm not
fine.
going to put that in the
Fine,
official
our
report
job
that there
to
were demon
investigate
footprints
crime.
at the crime
Did the
scene.
demon footprints lead anywhere?
No, as a matter of fact, you find 2 sets of them, and they both, they're like 1-2 steps, then pop, they're gone, and they're somewhere else. And
Yeah, 1, 2 step.
there's also a sidewalk here, so none of you are good enough trackers to be able to find anything on a sidewalk, unless it's like trailing sawdust or something. So.
I'd like to try and magic at it and see if I can pick up a scent.
Go ahead.
Magic.
Oh, Rose, get out your crystal.
Oh my god.
Are you doing this in human form, or are you transforming into a dog and using dog scent?
Oh my god! I mean, yeah, no, that's a good. I'm gonna be a basset. They got good noses.
No, they don't. You'd be a
No,
bloodhound.
which?
I used to own a basset.
Blood-
My wife owned a basset. Oh my goodness, he couldn't smell anything.
Oh really?
They're worthless dogs. They're very lovable, very sweet, but they can't do anything.
They are very squishy.
Useful.
They're very squishy dogs.
They're tough dogs. Oh man,
Yeah.
see them get kicked by cows and just they're
Oh,
dumb as stumps.
I don't
Well,
want to
they're-
see him get kicked by cows.
Well, he was chasing the cows. Cows tried to run away and kicked him as he's running around. He's hopped up and kept going after him.
Got back
All right,
up,
cool.
over,
Bloodhound.
got back up.
Where is the bloodhound now?
You see Rory. So Rory looks around. There's, it's campus on late December. There's nobody around. He transforms as bloodhound. And roll your weird check now.
Yeah. Good. 11.
Okay. You smell one area and just lose it. Then you hustle over to another area, smell it. You look down, and kind of point. You guys see a little drop of black goo. Micah goes, "That's Icker. It's demon blood. It was wounded here."
So
And
he
you,
did shoot it.
what's that?
So he did shoot it.
Yeah, he hit
did
it
You got a bullet
and
off.
managed to scrape it at least. And that's not much. That's not much Icker for a demon. They can squirt out a lot more than that.
Is it on like leaves or something?
Just on the ground.
I would like to take a sample.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if we got like a box or a tube or something. We're near a university.
Michael has stuff to collect samples.
Okay. Cool.
I feel like that's a basic investigative thing that we should have just brought, like a bag, like a diaper bag that's just full of.
All right. So this is not the sort of place that we would like to do it in. But we got a better shot of hauling a creature in with a piece of it. Might take a little bit of time though. And it might be good to be better armed going into something like that.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
why don't you guys head back to the? I'll drop you guys off at the Haven, and then I'm going to go by the church and get some equipment.
Oi.
Can we
Sounds good to
summon
me.
it into the circle at the Haven with the Icker,
We can
like a trapping
try.
spell, like a
If it's already a wizard,
with a summoning spell?
if it's a wizard, I don't know.
I mean, Rory.
Why don't you research that, Rory, while I go get us equipped?
Oi. Sounds good to me.
This
All right.
sounds good to me.
He drops you guys off at the Haven, takes off. What are you guys doing in the interim?
I would like to try and work up something to yank this thing to us and anchor it using its ichor.
Do investigate a mystery.
Keep asking me to do the worst thing. Oh, but we roll good sometimes. That's a 10.
Okay. Let me hang on just a second. All right. This is pretty much just for your eyes, Rory, in the chat.
Ooh, all right.
But
Facebook.
But you're going
is
to share it with everybody, I assume, pretty much. While Rory's doing his research, what are Edith and Rose and I assume Thomas is just
I'm hanging around like a puppy dog.
yeah, he's not helping with research. What are Edith and Rose doing?
I'm prepared to check another box on my things I have not beat the shit out of yet list.
Edith is going to search the internet for like demons with this description, and also Nicholas trying to find a sigil because she has a vague understanding that the sigils and pieces of demons are actually useful in summoning them.
Okay. Roll investigate mystery.
We know this because we watched Supernatural.
Yes.
7.
Okay. Hang on a second. I didn't get all that to Rory in the chat. Okay. So, all right. You do find some more emails about Nicholas, something with this Nicholas character. He's only emailed one other professor on the East Coast who was a demonologist. And if when you try to figure out more about that professor, he died last year. He fell down a flight of stairs and died. He was
a history of falling downstairs.
He was in his 60s. It wasn't really suspicious. But
Sure.
You're a little bit more suspicious now. I mean,
What was the lecture that he delivered right before that? Was there a name of somebody in a lecture that he delivered right before that?
no,
Did
but
he not think demons were real?
No, he was also one of the people. He
Yeah,
basically he wasn't as hardcore about it as Professor McKinsey, but he didn't teach at Felton University, so he taught American folklore and European folklore, and taught that demons were, and try to come up with ways explanations for why people would see demons, that sort of thing. He just wasn't as vocal and adamant about it because there weren't a whole lot of people in the universe saying, no, demons are real, because it wasn't Felton. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
So if you'd read about some 60-something-year-old professor falling off a flight of stairs and dying, you probably wouldn't think twice about it. But with everything else going on right now, you're like, yeah, maybe he got shoved by somebody with an alias Nicholas, because he was in communication with him. This Nicholas fellow did email this professor.
Interesting.
And so Rory spends some time researching. This is about the time Michael gets back.
I think that I can do this. Well, okay, to be clear, I might be able to get him to come to us. If we can figure out exactly what he wants, might be easier to do like a honey rather than vinegar situation. However,
the person up.
I don't know. We could bring the professor in there, or we could just shout demons aren't real into a megaphone over and over again.
I was going to say, is it something where we can just kind of make it angry enough it wants to come to us?
I think that is a possibility.
I think he wants to come after this professor again. I don't. If we can get the professor out of
he was interrupted the first time.
I don't think that's the issue. How do we get him to stop teleporting?
No. That is the part that I think I do have figured out. That the initial part is the problem. This part I can do. I think you'll just need to give me a bit of time.
Well, maybe we could work on getting the professor out.
You know,
Get the professor out, or could we just like go guard the professor there? I mean, it is, well apportioned with medical equipment.
That won't work.
Why?
It needs to be somewhere specific.
Like
it needs to be on holy ground of some kind. Mikey Boy's church might work, or the cemetery, or synagogues, mosques, even pagan holy sites. Something where there's real faith would be necessary. And if we can lure the demon there, it will take a little bit of kajiggering, but I think I could bind him to it and make it so he can't escape. Ideally, before punches and magics are being thrown around, but potentially during. You'd have to keep him busy. Okay. Rose, I might be able to show you how to speed the process along. But also, you are among our better distracting people as well.
I can
distract them.
Yeah.
So we have to get him onto a church ground or somewhere.
Are they allowed on church grounds? Like
something consecrated.
You think he might know that?
Maybe. Admittedly, your church specifically is probably one of the more obvious examples of places that are a trap. But we have other options, other holy sites.
Yeah.
Demons might hang out around graveyards all the time. We've already worked some magic in one.
I suggest if we need a diversion, I suggest we direct that my area on account of like the whole regeneration thing.
We
could team up. Edith and Tom can play distraction, and I'll help you however I can, Rory.
Mm-hmm.
Mike can be prepared to shoot it really well.
I can get him out for 24 hours. Church has connections. We can get him out for 24 hours.
One thing that we could do, we might be able to make a place more holy.
Like, what do you mean?
I don't know. If we were able to get him inside, the area can also just be marked with a conspicuous or obvious holy symbol of some kind. That doesn't necessarily mean that he had to have seen it on his way in.
Michael goes over his computer, gets on a ground floor maps type thing, types in a few things. Give me a minute. Hey, this is Michael. Can you do me a favor? Talk to somebody in robbery and just have them talk to me. I don't need just all I need you to do is get them to talk to me. Tell them I'll make it worth his while. Okay, thanks.
He's doing the mic thing again, ain't he?
All right. You guys stay your plan. By the way, Thomas, these knuckles, they're silver knuckles, kind of like brass knuckles, but they've been consecrated.
Oh,
There you go.
Give me.
Ladies, you got your pistols, right?
Clearly.
Okay. See if you can dig up anything else. I'm going to go talk to somebody in the robbery department of the police. I think I might be able to get us what we need. So Michael drives off, and a short while later, he's outside the police station at a hot dog stand talking to a detective played by DM.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have another conversation with myself.
Hey, Mikey, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm good. It's been a while. You look good. You look
Thanks.
spry.
Yeah, I'm feeling better.
That's awesome. What can I do for you, man? I heard you needed to talk. Some sort of messy situation.
Yeah. Look, you know I used to be a cop, right?
Of course I do, man.
Yeah, you guys know. I know you got some cases you want to crack, and you know you could if you didn't have all the rules.
Yeah, that's the tension. You know what I mean? You wanna protect and serve the right way, but sometimes there's tension between those two things. You know how it is.
You got any bad cases where jewelry is stolen? You know it's been pawned, but you know any dirty pawn shops you know around here, they're not going to admit to it.
You mean like a fence that we all kind of
Yeah.
know about?
But you can't crack. You can't force him to.
Yeah.
If it's a bad case, I'm not telling you I can get to the fence. I can get him to talk though. You can't go after the fence what I can give you, but you can go after the robber, or it's worse.
Let me tell you what. I don't want you to go after the fence if you can help it. It always helps to have a honeypot, if you know what I mean. Listen, I got a place. It's a place like what you're describing. Sometimes folks are a little desperate. Sometimes they make a mistake. Sometimes we can tail them to bigger scores. Is that sort of suit what you need?
Just looking for. I want to help you crack a case that's bad, and see if I can get. I'll get you. I'll get you the guy who did it. I'll try to get you the fence. At the very least, you'll know the fence is dirty. Even if you can't prove it on this case, you'll have them in your crosshairs.
That's useful to me. Okay. Also, you're getting a reputation in the department for results, even if you are a little unconventional.
That's the advantage of being outside. I was in your shoes once, and I know what you go through.
Well, it's okay. We help each other out, right?
Yes.
He leans over and grabs a napkin from the hot dog stand and writes a place down and gives it to you. Now, you're going to want to be careful. The owners, as far as I know, regular. I haven't been able to pin anything to them. But some of their customers, you know the sort. You're not going to want to roll in too terribly hot. You're going to want to be careful.
Okay. You got any type of jewelry that's been stolen recently that, like from a bad case? I know maybe the owner came in and surprised the robber and got taken down or something.
Oh man, dude!
Email the description of the jewelry. Yeah,
state consignments. Jeez, it's been a rough year for that. He writes more stuff down on the napkin. That I don't admire that angle of investigation at all. If you're in that, man, that is some dark stuff. I don't know. It's like it speaks to you. I don't even like touching it.
Okay, I'll do what I can. I should give you some information. Hoping within 24 hours.
Hey, I appreciate it, and meet like this, in person. Don't use any of the official email or the official channels. I don't need IA breathing down my back.
I got you.
Appreciate it, and whatever you're doing, man, hangs good on you. Keep it up.
All right.
It's like some kind of class, a diet or something. Forward that along. My wife wants me to get back in shape and stop limping around the house all the time.
It's just, I don't know. I think half of it's mental. I'm just feeling a lot better nowadays.
There you go, man. Good for you. And this never happened. Enjoy the dog.
Gotcha. All right. After a while, Michael drives back to the house, see if the ladies have made any progress.
And I don't wait, Rose. You were working with Rory, right? No.
Yeah, I was working with Rory on magic.
Got it. And Edith is not helpful, so she's just researching.
Researching is helpful. We like research.
Well, only if you find something.
Well, we don't like research,
but
it's helpful.
Okay, Rory, you've found out what you know to do. You've gone through the ritual with Rose. You think you know what to do. If the demon is present, you think with a little bit of casting, you can cancel out this demon's ability to teleport if you're in the right type of area.
All right. Okay. We get him lined up. Here's what you can do. I think that if we can lay down the proper incantations 3 times between the two of us, that should shut it down. I don't think I'll be able to get out after that. And then it should be up to bullets and fireballs and tom punches.
Okay.
And that'll hopefully seal the deal. And if not, we have bigger problems.
Definitely. So we just keep it on lockdown.
Mm-hmm. Ideally, we'll be able to find a space where we can do this without the demon going, "Aye, is that you trying to seal me in here?" I figure, I don't know. If you're going to be with me on this, then maybe Edith can try and keep it talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all I got for now.
Okay.
Michael comes in. All right. I think I got us a place. Rose, you're going to need to try to buy some jewelry.
Okay. I mean,
so
that's definitely something I can do.
He calls everybody around the table. People coming in from downstairs.
They're hanging out with our awesome light butler.
Buy a necklace that matches with your pretty red outfit for reasons.
So Michael shows you a napkin with some descriptions of jewelry on it.
Okay.
Says, okay, what we're going to do, go into a pawn shop. There's this place, Keith's Pawn Shop. I know it. I know it. The owner knows me. I know he's a scumbag. Owner doesn't like me. I've been waiting so long to just lay into him. I might have a chance now.
Okay.
He doesn't know you. I want you to go in there. You're willing to pay some good money to buy jewelry like this. And he gives you the napkin with some descriptions of jewelry on it.
Okay.
Just go in there. He takes a pin camera on a little brooch, fixes it on your shirt. Just test it. You guys go in the other room. And, you test it in the other room, making sure you can see what everything, see and hear what's going on. Get in the car, drive down to the pawn shop, park a couple blocks away. Rose gets out on her own and walks into the pawn shop where Cliff is behind the counter.
I love that name.
Played by me.
Oh, no.
Hey, darling. How's it going?
Oh, it's going. I am looking for some jewelry.
Looking for some jewelry. Well, I got a few things here that might work for a pretty dame like yourself.
That's really sweet. I'm kind of looking for something a little more specific. And she'll kind of describe one of the pieces.
Specific indeed. I might have something like that, but I can tell that you are someone with a discerning eye. Maybe we can work something out. What's your price range, dear?
Oh, I'm willing to spend. It's a Christmas gift.
Christmas gift. All right. Is this right here what you're looking for?
Is it?
I mean, he would try to make it that, yes. Oh, you are on mute again, Mike.
Very muted.
Sorry. As soon as he holds that up, Edith and Thomas in the car see Michael jump out of the car and just start hustling towards the pawn shop. It's only a few seconds before Cliff sees the door swing open and sees Michael come in with ill intent on his face.
You see Cliff's hand immediately go under his desk.
Ah, hey, Mikey. How's it going, pal?
And Michael just walks up. And you see him just cock. You see his fist come at you for a second. It's super fast, and your whole world goes white. Your knees buckle. You grab onto the counter. Your vision starts coming back kind of into focus, but it's still blurry. You feel wetness coming down the front of your chest and down the back of your throat. You realize he split your palate. He punched you in the face so hard. He did 4 harm. With one punch, he literally beat you half to death. And he's just furious now.
Cliff immediately starts scrambling under his desk again for what looks like the butt of a shotgun.
And Michael says, "Do you really want to do that, Cliff?"
We
can call the police if you want. They can come here. You can be arrested for accessory to murder.
Accessory to murder?
Yeah, accessory after the fact. Accessory after the fact.
There's no jewelry language like that.
The jewelry you just showed my friend was taken in a robbery where the owner died.
Oh, I ain't got nothing to do with that, Mike. Come on, man.
You pawned the jewelry.
I'm a businessman. This is the game, man. You know that. I've done it for you too.
Okay, Michael slaps you. It's just a slap, but yeah. But when Michael slaps you, normally a slap is doing real damage, but he actually, makes his fist hard, and he's so angry, he actually relays into you and just does 2 damage with a slap. So you know now, if he pokes you in the chest, you're gonna die. Michael's like pale and shaking with rage. I tell you what's going to happen, Cliff. My friend here is going to drive you in your car to the hospital so you don't bleed all over anybody else's car. You're going to get treated. You're going to come back in the morning. When the robbery detective comes in tomorrow, you're going to cooperate and tell him everything you know. You're going to give him the person who sold you this jewelry. Do you understand?
Suddenly feel like my memories come back to me.
That's good. Now, Rose, if you'd please take him to the hospital. And while you're there, would you please explain to the officers? I think Officer Jefferson might still be there. Just tell him we'll be taking care of the pawn shop tonight. You don't need to worry about anything. And you should be able to get Dr. McKenzie released to you and bring him here if you would, please.
Yeah.
Try to get back here before it gets dark.
No, I'm on it. I won't take long.
Hey, Rose? I'm sorry, Edith? Yeah, you guys want to come on in?
Okay, that was violent.
That was so cool.
We
Mike
cut
just wanted to hit something.
and are like, was that necessary? You yell at me when I overreact and just tell people things really bluntly, but he looks like he might die.
On one hand, blood. On the other hand, punching people in the face gets results. It's what I've been saying.
Everyone
for
dies
months.
eventually.
I mean, I know that.
He's going to be more cooperative from here on out.
Probably.
You guys all saw the exterior of the pawn shop. Do you have that image? Throw that up on the
Oh.
screen.
Yes. Hold on.
Ooh.
We didn't plan this out real well. And Chloe's our technical person.
Whoops.
We don't normally do screen images, but
But it's a good image. Okay. Hold on.
Wait.
A minute.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking at
But
the
it's-
stream, so behind.
it looks like a normal, standard pawn shop. A little bit sleazier. There's, assortment of guns and knives, electric guitars, all kinds of stuff, and jewelry, of course, including the jewelry behind the counter that isn't displayed because it's hot and he knows it. Yes, there's
Ooh.
Keith's pawn shop. It's on the exterior.
There we go.
Yeah, that's good. And
Cool.
is this you gonna be able to cast in here, Rory?
I'm just gonna clean up this fellow's blood, so that he is not bound to the floor of his pawn shop for all time. If I could get a mop, that would be ideal.
Sure thing. Micah goes back and he cleans up all the blood for you. Make sure.
Was
it's
he
not
a
on your shirt.
real? Was he a real son of a bitch? That one.
Yeah, he makes a living selling hot jewelry from people who've, junkies who've murdered people and whatever. He doesn't care. He'll do anything. That victim is an elder lady. She surprised the burglar and he murdered her, and so now they'll be able to catch him. She was a grandmother
Right.
with 4 kids, 7 grandchildren.
Are you sure we shouldn't, just kill him too? Well, I mean,
He's-
so far that's
He's not a witch. He doesn't summon demons. He's not supernatural. He's just a scumbag. We'll let the regular justice system deal with him.
all right. Suppose that'll work
We did, however,
if you believe in things like the justice system.
We did dispense pugilistic justice, which
I
is
think he's going to be a lot more cooperative with the police from now on.
the best kind.
He knows I might come back at any time, and
Do that again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
anything
That was
else you
like
need
that
for us
a
to,
lot.
anything you need for us to do, Rory, to make this place ready?
Put on your dancing shoes, because Rose and I are going to need a distraction. But
All
I
right.
think that between the two of us, we'll be able to get this working as quick as we can. And if there's a good
Nobody told
vantage
me to-
point where I can cast,
Nobody
Without
told me to get
alerting
fused.
You should have a back room. You looking back, there's a little office back there that seems to be isolated from everything else. I think if we have the professor out here, Dean will focus his attention here, we can at least distract him for a while you two cast.
I'm down. for
this is
distract-
this is a pawn shop. Does he have black lights?
Sure.
Does he have
These aren't-
stuff that would show up under a black light? That isn't disgusting.
Do an investigation roll. Investigate a mystery.
That would be a 7.
Okay. You don't find any besides like posters and t-shirts. You don't find anything that glows under black light, but you do see what you think is a dragon's claw.
Mike, I'm gonna
I'm going to have words with your friend Cliff later, if that is not a problem.
No, it's like a real dragon's claw. I mean, it's
Yeah,
and it's not
I'm-
fossilized.
this is a fresh one.
Within the last couple hundred years, that's some
Yeah.
millennia. It's not fossilized.
Like,
There-
this would have happened since I've been around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. mhm.
Mike looks at it.
I would
There's a
like to.
$20 price tag. He takes out some money and sticks it in the register. Take it.
Oh, yeah.
I might beat the hell out of the guy up, but I'm not going to steal from him.
Good to know there are some lines you won't cross.
I gave him a chance to cooperate.
All right. A circle would have made this easier. But we have to do what we have to do.
We can't just
All right.
make a circle. Could we just make a circle?
We got the building.
Building will work. Circles help things. Time helps things. This'll be fine. It'll be fine, right? It'll be fine.
Rose comes back with the professor in tow. He seems very nervous
Hello,
now.
sir.
It's getting dark. Hello, you're the people I met from the hospital, right?
Yes, we are.
Aye, we are.
Rose tells me I was released into your custody.
We have, connections with the police, and
You're going to protect me,
they
right? Because
are helping.
that person comes back and attacks me.
Yes, we are going to help protect you.
We're going to use you for bait, and they are going to come back and attack you again, and we are going to catch them.
Oh, all right.
But we're going to protect you in all of that.
I just think it's wise.
Speaking of
what's
which,
going on, guys?
Michael hands him a plate carrier, straps it on, and the guy's like can barely stand up. It's like it's like 30 pounds, and it's a quarter of his body weight.
Is he walking under his own power, or is he in like a wheelchair or a walker or something?
No, he's walking. He's just roughed up.
He's
He's also not a
a
real.
beaten up man in his 50s who's very small.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
And Michael has body armor for everybody, heavy body armor. And
All right.
Rose needs both have their Glocks with the silver tip hollow points with holy water in them, and you have your squirt guns. Or at least Edith has her squirt gun because that's her go-to weapon anyway.
Definitely the
Everything.
squirt gun.
Do I know if blasting things with fire works on a type 3 demon traditionally?
If you ask Michael, because he seems to know this is his wheelhouse,
Mm-hmm.
he says
also
fire's
got a book.
probably not the best way to go. You can shoot a pistol if you want. Just don't do that dual wielding stuff. That's not terribly effective. Just put one round at a time.
All I know is there's a room full of drug dealers who would beg to differ with that assessment.
Didn't
They
you also
are
set them on
very
fire?
dead. Well, yes, afterwards, I did. That was maybe more effective, but it was a lot of fun doing the first thing.
So I guess you and Rose are going to go head back in the office. We'll hang out here and just sit around and wait.
Let's do it.
ring a bell or something. Will you just know?
I think when the demon shows up, they'll be able to tell because it's the office isn't. It's a very rather thin door. It's not like it's a super.
I mean, heck, does he have a basic like security camera?
Yeah, so you can from the office you can see what's going on in the main room. So
Yeah,
Pretty good.
we'll just watch the monitor.
Yeah.
the sun sets and Michael's there, fully kitted up. He's got his helmet on and everything. He's got his carbine just ready to go. The professor is just sitting behind the counter and just seems terrified. What is everybody else doing? Anything in particular?
I am just snooping in this guy's office for anything that seems particularly interesting.
Just a whole lot of pornography. That's the main thing. If you look on his
All right.
computer, this guy's
Pleasant.
Oh,
So-
this is a disgusting, man. I would not. I don't look at that.
And it's not just, it's, yeah.
Well, I have nothing to do with this. I've only bad things to say about this office.
I'm just vibing.
Why are you talking like that?
I don't know.
He's never seen porn before. Like, real Rory's probably not come across that very often.
Rory's sitting there going, "This is so different from what was available in my memories."
They were just carved on rocks.
It's so detailed.
So many questions. Like, first we're going to talk about Mike and Santa, and then Rory, we're going to talk a lot about your history. A lot.
I really need to understand the internet better.
Edith would like to go over to the professor and just, sort of, I don't know, like, so you know that it's like okay to tell us if something actually happened. Like, it will actually be a weight off your shoulder if you tell us what really happened. Because you're going to be thinking you're nuts for a long time. I know.
There's no way what I thought I saw could have happened.
But
it's just not possible.
But what if maybe 2,000 years ago, light from the ceiling was impossible, and now
suddenly there's a puff of black smoke behind him. As it clears, there's like this 6.5 foot tall demon.
Edith immediately grabs
swept back horns, wings,
around,
and go ahead and roll to protect another. Protect someone.
Okay.
Is this all showing up on our screen?
Oh yeah.
And then also I want to do power of heart, which means I don't here. If you help someone, don't roll cool. You automatically help as though you rolled a 10. So I just get a 10. Boom.
Okay. Okay. So you get -1 harm as this demon backhands this guy, but it's so you get in the way, so it backhands you.
Cool. Rude.
Rose.
So he just leveled up. He got snake eyes. But just with a backhand kind of misses you, and now he's furious.
But I take a harm, right?
No, because he's not trying to kill this guy. He's trying to backhand. He's trying to kill him slowly. So he backhands. You don't take any harm. And now he's furious. And he says, "You don't think I'm real, do you?"
Oh no, we know you're real, sir. We know you're real. We know you're real.
And now, I'm going to say, so Rory and Rose will go at the end of the turn.
Uh-huh.
You guys will be, because this is all happening. What you do is kind of irrelevant at the moment. So it's between Thomas and Michael. I'll let Thomas go first.
Oh yeah. All right. I am going to do what he does and step up and just try to throw just a missile of a right hand at it and see what happens. So yeah. And let me get that character sheet up because there's a whole bunch of bonuses for when he does.
Oh, we are jumping right into fighting. All right, they're fighting immediately. No more distracting, just fighting. All right then.
Well, I'm trying to get his attention. Edith is fragile.
In fairness.
Fair.
Yeah, I want to hit it, so it wants to come after me. I rolled a 13 to punch it in the face.
Okay. How much damage does that do?
That would be 4 if I can hurt it and if it doesn't have any other armor.
Okay. When you punch it, you start to connect, and then it just disappears in a puff of smoke.
Oh, that's a handy trick.
Okay. It does, and then it appears right next to Michael.
Mike Duck!
Super close to Michael. So he has to actually transition, pull out his pistol, and he gets a 12. So all hunters get +1 for the rest of this combat. That's what he's going to do on his advanced move. And
does that apply to our rolls?
no, just when you're fighting it.
All right.
and it actually gets away from. As soon as Michael shoots at it, it disappears and pops up next to Edith. And since Edith managed to piss him off, he swings at Edith. And this time he does hit. And you take 3 harm.
Great.
And then roll a tough.
3 harm and a tough. Let's see. Come on, new dice. Oh no. Oh no. I rolled 2 ones. So that is a 3.
So click your experience check.
Yep.
And you take 1 more harm. As this claw, you feel this burning heat pierce through your skin, and this cold comes up through your spine, kind of just the way Michael described. And you feel this sickness going down into your skin.
I would also like to I'm still shielding this guy, but I would also like to grab my water gun and have it so it's ready for the next turn.
You are protected by body armor, so take off 2 of that harm from the initial claw attack.
Sweet. Okay.
Remember that anybody you have heavy body armor on, you take -2 damage. The poison damage doesn't help by that, but the regular damage is.
Yep.
Rose and Rory, you're both trying your magic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Magic.
Please work, please work, please work, please work.
We rolling weird.
Okay. Well, I think that usually means that it works, but with a thing. That's an 8 for me.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure it out. I would like to use my ability to swap weird for charm.
Okay.
So it's gonna be 3 + 8, 11.
Okay. So Rory, when you start casting, you suddenly see your eyes are closed, but you see standing in front of you. You know it's not really there, but you see the demon saying, "That only works on holy ground." And so now, Edith, you get to go first. You're back top of the order.
Cool. I'm assuming he's not looking at me.
No, he's still looking at you.
Oh, well, then never mind. I'm just going to pull out the water gun and shoot him in the face. And I roll.
And you're using a water gun, so you can use cool instead of tough if you want to.
Yeah, that is not a bad idea, Edith. Go for it.
Okay, so 9.
Okay.
Just don't hurt him so bad he runs.
So your water just passes right through me as he goes poof, and disappears and comes back.
A handy trick.
And pops up again. Thomas,
That is
it's a small shop. No matter where he is, you can get to him if you want to.
Yeah, I'm going to try to grab him. Like, I'm going to try to wrestle him and see if I can't keep him in one place. This probably won't work, but it's worth a try because on other moves, he would just
go ahead and roll tough.
Away from? Yeah, I get the +1 for this, right?
Yeah.
11.
Okay. You grab onto him. And then Michael knows what you're made of, and he doesn't really worry about if he will penetrates. He's just going to shoot this thing.
Nice.
So
I support that, I guess.
4, 7, 8. So he hits, and it does a little bit. So he hits it, and man, he's rolling well. As soon as he hits it, your hands just collapse, and it disappears in a puff of smoke. And standing next to Edith again. Rose and Rory.
Stop hitting Edith.
Yeah, leave her alone.
I'm fine, guys. Just do the magic.
And the professor is now just screaming like an 8-year-old girl in a horror house.
You're not helping, sir, and you are very close to my ear.
12.
That's a cool because that's another 8 from Rory.
Okay, everybody roll a weird.
Thomas is good.
15.
Tough and weird. Oh,
13.
yeah. 14. 14, 13, 15. It got weird up in here.
4.
Okay.
Not over there, but up in
everybody
here.
except Edith notices the air just gets thicker. Everybody except Edith sees this glowing golden energy surround the building, and the air just feels thicker. Like going from 5,000 feet elevation when it's really dry down to sea level when it's really humid. Like it'll take a tenth of a second off a 100-meter dash if you're really fast. You just feel the thickness in the air. And Edith, you do notice the demon's eyes get really big, as if it's saying, "Oh crap." And Rose and Rory, your spell worked. There's not to go to this teleport now.
Magic team.
Can we shoot it now?
Yeah.
Do it.
So Edith, it's standing right next to you. You have this 50-year-old man screaming like a little girl while you're holding on to him and have water on your hand.
I'm gonna shoot it again.
Okay. Roll cool or tough, your choice.
They're the same, so 9.
Okay. You hit it, and it howls in pain as this steam starts coming off of it from the holy water. It's not terribly effective, but it's painful. Thomas.
Yeah. Now that he appears to be vulnerable and is not teleporting away from the squirt gun, which is what I was paying attention to, I'm going to try again with just a line drive haymaker, see if we can't do some damage to this sucker, get it a little bit more vulnerable. All right. Boom. Oh, yeah, that's a 15. And 15 and over means I get to groove into my harm increasing power, which is +1 harm for 5, and I can ignore supernatural armor.
Okay.
I just hike my leg up and give that sucker like a baseball pitch. Just
Falcon
stumbles backwards right towards Michael, and it comes in and like the back of his head hits Michael's muzzle.
Oh, yeah.
And puts 3 rounds in, his head just explodes, and the whole thing just dissolves. There's this pool of black ichor on the floor. That's just slowly sublimating. The professor is screaming top of his lungs like a little girl.
I put my hand over his mouth. I'm like, "Sir, it's dead. It also exists. You don't have to tell anybody that, though, but you have to know it in your brain or stuff will break."
Yo, guys, I do not remember it hurting that bad, hitting things that hard. Yikes. This is why people are pacifists.
It what?
It can't be. It can't be. It can't be.
I'm going to step
Why
out.
not?
It can't be.
Why can't it be?
Then you see a police car pull up with red and blue lights.
Holy crap. I didn't do it.
The officer knocks on the door of the pawn shop with his nightstick. Michael walks up, unlocks it, opens it up. There's Sergeant Jefferson there. Michael's like, "Hey, Sergeant, could you do me a favor? Take Dr. McKenzie here back to the hospital. They might want to check him out again." He's kind of nods to all you, looks down, sees that pool of black on the floor that's slowly sublimating, just kind of nods. And as he leaves the doctor away, he keeps saying, it can't be. It can't be. It can't be. You see the squad car drive off.
Before he is completely gone, I just want to be like, don't think it's too bad of an idea to not, believe things before you have evidence. But, I don't know, got some.
I mean,
Boy.
I get it. It would really suck to have your entire life's work to be shown to be a complete fraud. That would.
I mean, I don't know. I have some sympathy. This stuff is scary. I think part of people's insistence that it's not real is defending themselves from that.
And
I
if you're
would
approaching as a scientist,
honestly, Rap. Go ahead.
a scientist's job is to disprove things. So if you're approaching as a scientist, you should doubt.
Anyway, he wasn't all that bad. It's just squeaky.
Very.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just assume that people don't believe in me or a bunch of other things, quite honestly. It'd be quite upsetting for them.
But Edith, you don't believe in St. Nicholas?
No.
How do you think this worked? What were the components of the spell that you needed, Rory?
Oh, well,
What?
I mean, that. Well, I mean, they were a little bit weird to get my hands on. I got a bit lucky. Some of them were lying around the haven. In fact,
the place. What did you need for the place?
well, I needed a building that was an area that was consecrated, or one conspicuously marked with a holy symbol.
Yeah. Did you guys not see the sign on our way in?
I'm gonna put it back up
Yeah.
so people can see it. Hold on. Here you go.
See,
Hold on.
let me see.
I've got nothing to
I thought
hold
this was
on
a
to.
dead giveaway.
Yeah, but
I thought this was telegraphed so much.
we're
I
on
was
more
curious
on-
because you had the image and you were very insistent on it.
I mean, in fairness, like I see weird balls.
Yeah, that's the symbol of St. Nicholas, the patron saint of children and pawnbrokers.
Yeah, I would not have gotten that. I saw balls.
No Christian saint has more miracles attributed to him than St. Nicholas.
I think he's so much cooler now that I know that he visits children and people like Cliff.
I don't think he visits Cliff.
No,
But
see,
he's a pawnbroker.
pawnbrokers have him as their patron saint because of his acts saving children by giving gold, putting it in their stockings.
That is so cool.
You don't know
I
the
like
story?
him even more now.
Do a little research about when he saved those 3 girls. Oh, come on. How do you not know about St. Nicholas?
I do. I'm just
Bloody
surprised you know so much about St. Nicholas. I have a lot of
Well,
questions.
Catholic kid knows about a saint? How's that surprising?
I mean, that is fair.
This is true.
And I'm wearing a Calvinist t-shirt, but my character's Catholic. You can't see it.
I did notice that. I was like, everybody's
Calvinist Santa.
Everybody's been bad. Yep, I saw that.
Well, I suppose that on the end of your long list of very fancy, shiny men, he might be on the better side, weird as it is, to jump in people's houses.
Have you've never seen kids on Christmas morning, have you, Rory?
Most of the time when Christmas became a thing, I was holed up in some lab or castle or somewhere else far away from any sort of festivities.
Maybe come up to my sister and brother-in-law's place, hang out with them. We'll be there on Christmas morning. They have a bunch of kids. It's worth it.
Oh, come on, Mike. You know I wouldn't be, like, good with most people.
You'd enjoy
I'm
it.
sure I'd make a
We're
fool of
sorry.
myself.
That's absurd. We
That's
could turn
okay.
you into a pony and you would be the special crown guest of the entire situation.
If you're okay with it, you can.
You just have to die the next morning because I don't know how we'd explain that.
Oh my god, you can't get
You're not doing that for my nephews and nieces.
and then kill the pony the next day. That's terrible.
Well, it can't just disappear, or can it? Could I guess it could just disappear, but that
Why
seems
just run away.
We're
Why
not
does
gonna.
it have to
We're not gonna
die?
have. That's. You don't have kids either. You're not gonna give them a pony for one day. I mean, man.
Sure, if that's what's going on, I don't know. Does anybody else have plans?
I was
I
going to
was
cat.
hoping I could spend time with you guys. Otherwise, I don't know. We're just going to hang out. We do have a very, very nice new place to stay.
Yeah, we have a ghost child, so I figured we would buy her a bunch of toys for her to manipulate through the house.
That is a great idea.
I didn't even. You're set. Oh. This is why I don't have children. Actually, also because I'm 21. But yes,
I got your back.
Those are two equally valid statements.
Hey,
Think we'll be. Go
So
on.
we're gonna stick around till Cliff gets back. you guys take off. But then I guess I need you guys all to come with me. I'm gonna file a report in person. Usually I do reports on computer, but I'm gonna do it in person. They all want to talk to you too.
Sounds good.
Cool.
I can tell them
right.
that the demon had a glass jaw.
For once, I didn't do anything irrational.
Yeah, and actually, for one of our plans, went off pretty smoothly.
I was just in an office reading perfectly
Reading
normal
nothing.
books.
Yeah.
You all get some reasonable sleep, have breakfast, coffee, head towards the church. It's a rather large building. You go, Michael's, he seems like he's been here a bunch, which he has. You see a sign that says, Office of the Order of St. George. And you all file into the room. There's a real nerdy looking guy sitting behind a desk.
I lean over at Mike and I'm like, is Rory allowed here? Like, is he safe here?
Yeah, we'll explain.
Can we not explain? Like, can we not explain Rory? Can we just?
No, I've already said no.
Oh.
The man behind the desk stands up, shakes all of your hands, greets you. Edith, Thomas, Rose, Rory, pleasure to finally meet you all. Yes, so I understand you've been working with Michael quite closely, and he says very good things about you all.
Oh, I have at least moderately friendly things to say about him.
Well, let me cut straight to the chase. We're offering you a chance to join our organization. I know, not saying you have to convert to Catholicism, but we'd like you to join our organization. You've been very good at doing what you do, and we'd like to make our relationship official.
Are there like vows, or do we just get a paycheck?
Not really a paycheck, but you do get resources. And from what I understand from the reports that have been being filed, you might intend on going to Mexico or Ireland later on.
Yes.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but the Catholic Church has a pretty strong presence in both Mexico and Ireland.
Yes, you do.
Well, it sounds like that could be useful. But you know who/what I am, and you still want to work with me?
Yes, we work with witches, white witches. And you're not the reason you weren't. We wouldn't work with the person who created you, obviously, but you're not the fault of. It's not your fault you were created the way you are.
You don't know. Okay, yeah, no, that's great. I appreciate you not holding my test tube origins against me.
And Mr. Flynn, if it helps, the Order of St. George, that image of St. George killing the dragon, it was actually a type 1 demon.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I feel like a dragon might have eaten St. George. No offense, Father.
We wouldn't have eaten St. George would be able to handle a dragon too, but unless a dragon was threatening him, he wouldn't. Dragons aren't demons. Dragons can be good or bad. Demons can only be bad.
That's a right progressive attitude you got there. I sure do wish that some of your older brethren who were around when I was a wee lad might have shared it.
Well, I don't know if you know much about church history, but the Reformation, the Counter-Reformation, did transform the church. We are not the same we were back then. First of all, we know so much more.
And I am not the same that I was back then.
That's what I understand.
You've got some issues, though. Because I don't know what Mike's told you about our most recent discoveries, but my people, they're waking up, pal. They're coming back, and they're not. If most of them are going to sleep around the same time that my family was mostly destroyed or disappeared, the memory they're going to have of you is not so bright and shiny either. I'm hesitant to sign on and put my name to a thing if I am going to be trying to represent myself as someone who understands their plight and is also an agent of the church.
To be perfectly honest, that's part of the reason we want you, is that we think with you working with us, we can avoid a lot of unnecessary bloodshed on both sides, but mostly the human side.
Always is mostly the human side.
Well, there are more of us.
Rory, this is something that people like you and me can do. We can make peace where it wasn't before. We can be the cooler heads that prevail. I know it probably chafes, and I don't even know the half of it, but I mean, if there's a chance that we can squash all that old stuff and prevent people from getting roasted, shouldn't we try?
Why you got to go doing the right thing on me all the time?
I learned how to be from you guys. You got to blame yourself for that stuff.
I ain't wearing nothing with a cross on it. First of all, he looks ridiculous in his underwear up on all of them like that. Just bloody silly. I understand that, that was not his choice, but still, bloody silly that Jesus in his underwear. Anyway.
That's Rory for, I'll do it begrudgingly.
You're sure we can't get paid?
You'll have a place to sleep if you need it, and equipment.
Well, that's something.
And Michael says, what would you do with money right now anyway? Do you have student debt?
I just got out of college, sir. I need to pay bills, and I understand how much rent is.
And Michael's like, don't worry about rent.
What if we busk?
If we what?
What if we go on a street corner and you say, see the amazing guy who can bench press a Jeep, and then I bench press the Jeep and we get money?
We can discuss this.
I think it's worth discussing.
Okay.
What if we rob mean people?
I like that.
Can you Robin Hood this?
We might make more paperwork for Mike if we do that. I mean, I'm just saying.
The priest is looking at Michael, and Michael's just, don't worry, Father. I'll keep them under control.
I think my line is, you son of a bitch, I'm in. Let's rob people.
What? No, don't.
What? In all the movies, the guy gets the team together and
I am going to do.
And then they go rob people, and there's always a double cross, and then a double cross of the double cross. Sometimes there's a triple cross.
Don't worry, Father. He just has crazy ideas. It'll be okay.
I do have those.
I'm going to
that
go.
Has been indisputable.
I've been in this building too long. I am going to use illicit drugs and think about fornicating. Thank you.
Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna go and we'll help. And she's gonna start.
Thank you for the offer. We accept. Officially, we'll send you our paperwork via pigeon. Do we have a pigeon?
He just seems kind of confused, and Michael's just. Oh.
Sorry, Mike.
Mike's never gonna take us anywhere nice ever again.
Mike has to take us places. We're his coworkers now.
Like we're his coworkers.
More than
now.
roommates.
He just. Let's go home. I'll show you how to make my grandmother's fruitcake cookies. They're really good.
Okay.
And then we'll make eggnog. With
Okay.
actual nog.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What?
It's not super strong. Don't worry.
Well, then you're making it wrong.
We'll watch stop motion movies, and we'll learn about the spirit of the season, and we will all feel good about ourselves in spite of the fact that yet another one of our days has ended in insane amounts of violence.
It wasn't that much violence.
Mike, you almost broke that guy's face in one punch.
And you shot the demon's head off. which was really
There was
cool.
a lot of violence.
A little bit. I was just finishing up.
I
when
didn't
Tom
mean to
started
mean
with the demon, so.
I didn't mean to make things awkward back there. I'm not like right now thinking about, sorry.
Let's just not talk about that.
All right, this is fine.
Or about anything you found in that pawn shop, except for maybe that claw. We can talk about that later.
Actually, I'm very curious about what you found on the computer.
Oh, he found so much.
Rory just is like beat red.
To be fair, it wasn't like Rory was digging for it. It was just there. But it was there.
It was in. It was like on the thing. It was like you shake the mouse and then it was there.
It was the screensaver.
It was the screensaver.
I kind of got that impression from Cliff.
Like an old Microsoft, just like bumping around the screen. Like,
Oh, just like a still image where you sit there waiting for it to hit perfectly into the corner, but it never quite does.
okay. None of us are getting anything from Santa Claus. I'm just saying.
It's Krampus time.
Oh, maybe we can kill that too.
Oh, maybe.
Sacks.
Not tonight, though.
Not tonight, though. Tonight, we get a good night's rest to visit Mike's family in the morning and then spend maybe Christmas evening together.
Yeah.
Sounds great, guys.
My family lives in Montana. It's going to be a couple days drive.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
We
God.
have
Yeah.
a second. Can we just?
We could fly there.
Oh, I can do that if we.
It'll be a Christmas miracle.
We have to dress warmly. We could do that. Definitely.
I can do it in like 3 hours.
Yep.
That'd be
That
worth
works
it.
because we have to be back on Christmas Day for Cat.
That sounds wonderful. Why don't we do
Oh, my
that? We'll take advantage of the big wings. We'll see kids on Christmas morning, and we will just drink a lot of eggnog, and we'll get that like happy feeling in the pit of our stomachs before we start doing and saying stupid stuff.
How are we? I'm not even questioning logistics.
No logistics.
It's a 3-hour flight. You can get, yeah. It's
I'm
easy.
gonna stay below radar and through country.
You know, it kind of works because Rory's got that red color. We'll just claim it was Santa.
Santa sightings have skyrocketed this Christmas season.
Santa Claus is a little reptilian this year.
Also,
Pretty
kind of
Pretty
early.
much all the way from California to Montana, there have been sightings.
Well, that's all I have for tonight.
Well, right
Unless there's
on.
anything
Folks.
else.
And with that would be season 1, right?
Almost. We gotta figure out real quick what everyone got each other for Christmas.
Oh my
That's
God,
a
I
good
was
point.
thinking about this the whole
Four
game.
characters?
Okay.
I feel like since we have time, there should be a small round table on that.
Yeah, we'll go around us in a circle and say what folks would have shopped for. Who wants to go first?
I know for Rose, Michael would have gotten her a small box. When she opens it, it's an old-fashioned mirror or makeup type thing, a little,
Compact.
that's what you call them. And Michael explains to you that mirror is actual silver. So it'll show vampires and such. That's the magic. Silver has a little bit of magical property. So if you have a mirror that's not silver, it won't actually work for showing that vampires don't have an image reflection, other things. But you can see things true image in the silvered mirror. So
Oh my God, she cannot get enough of it.
some of these modern Walmart little compacts might have like cheap non-silver mirrors, and they won't help you with the supernatural at all.
I'm putting it in her character sheet. No one can stop me.
No one's going to. That'll be hella useful.
I would, because Rory is awkward and would be scrambling to figure out things to do. I think he probably stole from the university a really nice set of test tubes. It's like, Thomas, it's like how we met.
Thomas, it's how we met.
Bro. Bring it in, bro.
Bring it in.
Bring it in. I got you something too. I got you this DVD set of a bunch of black and white things. I don't know what they are. Here you go.
Ooh.
It was on sale at Walmart for like $5.
Oh, it's a wonderful life. That it is, my friend. That it is.
Right? Usually they talk funny in the black and white movies, but the messages are really solid.
No, this man has a very fun voice. He says things like, ha, wah, wah, and ah, wah. It's
That's
lovely.
about right. That's awesome.
I think his name's Jimmy, and he's just a delight. Come on, watch it with me and Rose later.
That sounds awesome. And of course, he would get something for Rose and was planning on getting her some kind of necklace or locket that includes in it just little odds and ends from everywhere that they've traveled together so far.
How cute. I love it.
This is
Rose got Thomas really expensive, like fancy headphones so he can listen to podcasts and music.
Ah, yeah.
And for Edith, she got her a very large super soaker with like the double load-ins.
Oh, yes.
So double the super soaker power.
Just like one of those streams.
Oh yeah, it's one of those ones where it shows you how fast it shoots the water. Like it's gonna hurt
Got a pressure
whether it's
gauge.
holy water or not. And for Rari, she got him a few crowns of different varying expenses. They look
Oh
some
my
are
God.
fancy and some are cheap. She's like, I just feel like you've got the one really nice one, but like that's too expensive to wear monster hunting.
Oh my
So I
God,
got you
can-
other options.
You're right. I am very protective of my actual kingly crown. And I do like to make fashion statements. This is a very thoughtful gift. Thank you very much. I'd like to hug you now.
Yeah, and she hugs him. And then for Mike, she got him all kinds of like ornate looking Bibles. And she's like, I'm doing my best here, but these are very fancy Bibles.
Well, thank you.
Rari got for Mike a belt, and it has a buckle on it where you pull open the buckle and there's a set of ninja throwing stars inside.
Yes.
So you can just pull ninja throwing stars out of your belt, because he said that he's just like, it seemed like the sort of thing that might come in handy when you've been otherwise disarmed, to have ninja throwing stars.
It
Could be
sounds
pretty
like
useful. He starts practicing it. There's got to be a target in this place. There's
Yes.
Oh, yeah. There's like an archery range in the back.
surely there's like at least
For Edith, he would just be like, now, I'm not going to tell you what I had to bargain with Nat for this, but he hands you a 1 year's pass, like one free coffee per day.
This is beautiful. I will guard it with my life.
I'm
And
just
then
picturing this scenario where you're fighting monsters and all they want is that card, and you're just like, no, I'll die for this.
Everybody's like, just drop the card. You're like, no, you have 320 days left on it.
I like that we only made it like 45 days into the year before a monster was like, I will take that card.
well, that's because it's February. That's when the season is starting. And for Rose, he would have bought a lovely young adult fiction series about a delightful young woman and her awesome monster boyfriend, that just seemed like it reminded him of you.
I love it. Elle loves it. Rose loves it. It's perfect.
It's decidedly mid-tier, but like the cute scenes are very, very cute.
By
For
this point,
Rory,
yeah, man. Thomas would just be in the corner like,
Michael has a book several hundred years old written in Latin about dragons. And there's some there's some good stuff. There's also some ridiculous stuff, kind of like Caesar's description of Gaul, where it talks about, there's stuff that's in there that's real, and there's stuff that's completely fanciful. You're kind of like, oh, this is cool. What? As you go through it.
Awesome.
For Edith, he has a silver shiv that fits into her belt.
In season 2, she's gonna be so violent.
She's gonna have a super soaker in one arm and a shiv in the other.
It fits in her belt, so you can't see it until she pulls out and stabs somebody with it.
Yep, that works.
Beautiful.
For Thomas, he has a running vest and shoes that light up when you step on them, run on them. So if he's out running in the morning or whatever, he doesn't get hit by a car and ruin the car.
That sounds lovely. That's so thoughtful. I don't have insurance.
Especially when he's wearing his earphones. And
Yep. I think my final 2 would be for Mike. Thomas would get him something like a real hand grenade. Just here's the grenade. Don't ask me where I found it, but I found it. The guy told me before he disappeared and told me that the people were hunting him down, that you just pull the thing, throw the thing, and then the bad guys turn into hamburger, which sounded like a really cool transmutation spell. So there's that. And for Edith, he would just get a copy that looked fairly like old hardcover leather bound of Peter Pan. She knows what it means.
Oh.
Edith would say nothing and then go read it later. Okay, so for Rory, Edith would have a envelope that she would hand to him very sheepishly, and it is also a year-round 1 free coffee a day gift card.
Oh my god.
So we can go together because your girlfriend was real nice and helped me out with that. So I don't know who you needed to shake down.
Oh, well, I don't mean... Well, and also, we don't have the title... I mean...
Now her laughing at me makes a lot of sense.
Thank you.
For Rose, she has found a, silver... It's not like brass knuckles, but it looks like brass knuckles, but it's a ring. It's like a really pointy... It looks kind of like a cat ears on the ring. And it's just very tiny and dainty, and you can just have it on your hand and punch it with silver brass knuckles.
Oh my god, and she just hugs Edith so tight.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. Just don't die, okay? And this is last resort, okay? This is like they have you in a choke.
I would have to be really close, and I'm not gonna run up to somebody with this, but good. I love it, and it's beautiful.
Clearly. For Mike, she has a knife that has her dad's initials carved on the blade because she knows you guys were friends and she can't think of anything else to do with it.
Aww.
Thank you.
And then go ahead.
I just love the idea that Mike is gonna run in battle like carrying a knife, hucking throwing stars, and chucking a grenade.
You guys don't understand. Season 2, we're all coming in with weaponry.
This is like an old knife. Like, I don't know if he'd want to actually use it. It's kind of falling apart. I have not taken care of it.
Okay.
He's gonna take it apart and refurbish it.
And for Thomas, I give him a gift certificate to the fanciest Italian restaurant in Wealdport. And I'm like, go have a fun date.
Rose, we can go have fun at the Italian restaurant, and if the gremlins come, the food will at least be good.
I love it. And then Kat got all manner of toys.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I definitely managed to find that one particular brown dragon beanie baby with the sparkle spines on its back that I had when I was a kid.
Just thinking like any electronic toy she can make light up,
Oh my god, we could do a Stranger Things with Kat.
Oh my
She could
god.
have lights.
How
She
cute.
can talk to us though.
She can, but she could also do the
She
thing.
can also do that if she's tired.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, folks,
Right.
I just got an emergency call on my line, and I've got to bounce. But I think the timing is decent.
I think
Thank
so
you,
as well.
everybody.
It's been a lovely session. Happy holidays, internet. And
Thank you,
Merry
guys.
Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, Happy all the other things people celebrate.
And we will see you for season 2.
Thank
All right.
you.
Bye.